Good evening, students.
Good evening, ma'am.
How are you, all of you?
Fine, ma'am.
So, have you got your marks of the life process test? You got your papers?
Ma'am, we got only marks in the app, ma'am.
You got the marks. So, let me see how much you people got once. Aditi? Aditi and Durlab. Both, and also Arman. All of you should write lengthy questions. Detailed description is required. 2 lines, or for everyone, not only for you people, for everyone. If 3 marks question means 3 lines, 2 lines is not sufficient. You need to write properly everything. And also for everyone, when you are given multiple choice answer, please write whether it is A, B, C, D or what. And then you write your answer. You should write your option. No, most only 1 or 2 did it. Most of them did not write. Only they have written the answer directly. Don't do it next time. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because always you should write the option. In the boards, you should write the option. You put a semicolon, then you write your answer also. But first option is required for multiple choice. Okay? And another thing, some questions are written well. Few questions like excretion by plants, most of them did not wrote well. You simply wrote 2 lines or 3 lines. Even only 2 lines, only they have written oxygen and water are released outside. Or what are the products formed and how they are used by the plants. You should write in detail. And another thing, how does the excretion takes place in plants? Those 2 questions are not properly answered by all of you. How does the excretion takes place? By transcriptional pull. The water is released outside and by opening and closing of the stomata. In addition to it, by the leakage from the xylem tissues, resins are released outside. Like example, gums. Few of them wrote everything, but few did not wrote many. Next, I think so it's Durlab or somebody. 5 marks question. Digestion means you need to write every part properly. It's a 5 marks question. Simply like a summary you cannot write. Okay. Hope, I think so they will send you all the papers by WhatsApp or something. Once go through, I given the comments also. Okay, where you need to improve your where you need to write the complete answer properly. Okay. Shall we start? So I think so. Where we have left last class? If we completed the male reproductive system, yes or no? Have we completed the male reproductive system?
Yes, ma'am.
So shall we start? All of you have gone through the chapter. Shall we start with the female reproductive system?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the female reproductive system consists of what are the parts? It consists of, 1 minute, let me put the pointer. It consists of a pair of ovaries, a pair of fallopian tubes, uterus, and vagina. What is the function of these ovaries, where they are located? So all of you, we know that ovaries are what? They are the primary sex organs. And where they are located in the lower part of the abdomen, that is near the kidneys. And ovaries are connected by a ligament to the uterus. So what is the main function of the ovaries? They produce gametes, that is the female gametes, that is the eggs, and hormones like estrogen and progesterone. So ovaries usually are composed of ovarian follicles. So each follicle contains a large ovum or egg surrounded by layers of follicle cells. Okay. So when the ovaries release an egg, the process is known as ovulation. Okay. The release of egg from the ovaries is known as ovulation. It is caused, how it is caused? It is caused by increase in turgidity aided by contraction of unstripted muscular fibers surrounding the follicles. So there will be some muscle fibers. You know what are muscle fibers? There are different types of muscle fibers: striped muscle fibers, unstripted muscle fibers, skeleton fiber, muscle fibers. I think so. You all studied them in the 9th class. Do you remember? Do you remember? Please answer. Do you remember? You're not answering. I want you all to participate actively. All of you know about the muscles? Different types of muscles? No one knows?
Ma'am, we know, ma'am.
Then why are you people not answering? Please unmute your mics. Or otherwise I'll ask you all of you all to switch on your video. All of you switch on your videos. I want to see all of you. No problem. Switch on your videos. So they usually if this is a this is a follicle. If you think this is a follicle, usually the follicles are surrounded by some muscles. These are unstripted muscles. Okay. So when these muscles contract, the force which is generated or turgidity which is generated will help the release of the egg. If you think this is the egg will be released outside the ovary and will be taken to the fallopian tubes. Okay. So this is how it takes place. So now this is the ovaries. So from the ovaries, the eggs is released and will be taken to the fallopian tubules. So fallopian tube is a tube that connects the ovaries to the uterus. Okay. It is also known as oviduct. Fallopian tube is also known as oviduct. Usually it is around 10 to 12 centimeters long, and this is the place where the fertilization takes place. This is the place, the fertilization does not take place in the uterus. This is the place where the fertilization takes place, where the sperm meets the egg and a zygote is formed in the fallopian tubule. So this provides a suitable environment for the fertilization, and the site of the fertilization is fallopian tubule, or we call it, also can be called as oviduct. And this is the most important 1 mark question. How many times they have asked, I don't know. So after the fertilization has been taking place, now next part is the uterus. Okay, now the fallopian tube will be connected to the uterus. So it is a large elastic snack specialized for the development of embryo until birth. So it is located between the urinary bladder and the rectum. Okay. Next, the final part is the vagina. So vagina is a large median muscular tube. It is adapted to receive male penis during copulation. This vagina is also called as birth canal. It allows the passage of baby at the time of the birth. Okay, so vagina is nothing but a large median elastic muscular tube, and it is mainly adapted to receive the male penis during copulation. So it's also known as birth canal and allows the passage of baby at the time of the birth. Now coming to the fertilization. So what is fertilization? Fertilization means fusion of sperm and a egg. It's known as fertilization. So how does the fusion takes place? The fusion of sperm nucleus with the egg nucleus to form a diploid zygote is known as fertilization. So the sperm will be always N, means it will be haploid. Egg also will be always haploid N, whereas zygote will be diploid, that is 2N. So fertilization means, the definition for fertilization is fusion of sperm nucleus with the egg nucleus to form a diploid zygote. So always in human beings, the fertilization is internal. Internal means inside the body. So the sperm, how it enters into the female body is, the sperm penetrates to the penis and enters into the vagina during copulation. Now, after it enters into the female body, sperm moves to the uterus and then it moves to the fallopian tube. So at the fallopian tube, now the ovum or the egg will be present, and there the fertilization takes place. So always please remember, only one sperm will be fusing with one ovum or egg. Egg is also known as ovum. Please remember. Okay. So after the fusion takes place, immediately the zygote is formed. Now the zygote divides and forms a hollow ball of hundreds of mass of cells known as embryo. And this gets embedded into the uterus. This is called as implantation. Understood? So again, I'll be telling you how the fertilization takes place in a flow chart so that it will be using easily to understand. So this is a male and this is a female. Male release male gametes known as sperms. And females release the female gametes known as ovum or egg. the egg will be present only in the oviduct. It will not move further from it. It will be present only in the oviduct. I'm not writing fully, you please write it down. Whereas the sperm enters into the vagina of the females, swims up to the uterus, and enters the oviduct. That is the fallopian tube. Once it enters the fallopian tube, what will happen? Fusion will be taking place. That is the fusion between the nuclei of the male gamete, that is the sperm, and nuclei of the female gamete, that is the egg. The fusion leads to formation of zygote. Okay. Now the zygote develops, means it goes on be dividing to form big number of cells. So if the zygote is like this, small one, it will be go on dividing. It will be go on dividing to form many number of cells. Like this. If this is a single cell, now it will be having more number of cells. So this is known as embryo. Now the embryo will be taken into the uterus for development into a baby or fetus, we call it. Unborn babies which is present in the uterus is known as fetus. Okay. So this process is known as implantation. Do you have any doubts?
No, no.
Shall I move on to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a complete flow chart. Please write it down. They have asked in 2 or 3 times. Please write down the complete flow chart, what I explained you now. When they ask the fertilization in the question in 3 marks, please write it and also put the flow chart. Done?
1 minute, ma'am.
Over?
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. Now, here now comes the 2 scenarios. What will happen if the egg is fertilized? What will happen if the egg is not fertilized? First, we'll see the first scenario. What will happen when the egg is fertilized? Okay. So, if the egg is fertilized, the fertilized egg is implanted in the uterus and it will be developed into an embryo. Okay. A disc-like special tissue called placenta develops between the uterus wall and the embryo. So a special tissue known as a disc-like special tissue known as placenta. It is a connecting tissue between the uterus wall and the embryo. And what is its main function? Its main function is to exchange the oxygen, nutrients, and waste products between the embryo and the mother. So embryo cannot feed itself, means it does not still has more. So it will be always depending on its mother for the nutrients. Now, if you think, I'm just simply drawing, it's not this, it does not look like this. So, and this is the embryo. So the placenta is the connecting link, means it will be connecting, it's a connection between the mother and the embryo. Where for the mother? Between the uterus wall of the mother and the embryo. Okay, so it will be taking all the nutrients required from the mother for its development, all the oxygen supply, because of the respiration is required. All the oxygen required for the fetus is taken from the mother itself, and waste products generated by the embryo are also sent out via to the mother. So it's what is the main function of the placenta? Please, if one of you tell me.
Ma'am, it is a connective tissue between the mother and the embryo for the exchange of oxygen, nutrients, and waste products.
Yes, special disc-like. Please remember,
Okay.
disc-like special tissue. So after this is formed, the complete development of the embryo. Now the embryo is called as fetus. The unborn baby which is present inside the uterus is known as fetus. From the initial stage till the birth of the young ones, this period is known as gestation period. Okay, this period, the complete development of baby, from the time it is implanted into the uterus as an embryo to the birth of the young ones is known as gestation period. It is also termed as pregnancy. Gestation period is nothing but the pregnancy. So how many days it takes place? The period is around 280 days or 9 months in the humans. So during this gestation period, the embryo grows into a baby, and the act of giving baby is called as parturition. This is the scientific term known as parturition. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, second scenario. When the egg is not fertilized, what will happen? You can see it? 1 minute, I'm just, it's not going up. So when the egg is not fertilized or no fertilization takes place, means the egg does not meet the sperm. So what will happen especially in the woman? Okay, or in the adolescents or in the woman. Okay, so when the egg is not fertilization, first menstruation takes place. So what is menstruation? The blood and other tissues coming out of the vagina in form of bleeding is known as menstruation. This is an important definition. They have been asking you all repeatedly. So when the egg is not fertilized, means when the egg released during ovulation is not fertilized by the sperm, already the uterus will be starting to develop. Okay, so to get an implant. So the thick, soft uterus walls have a lot of bed cavities now which are not required, because no fertilization is taking place, no embryo is formed. If no embryo is formed, nothing will be going into the uterus. So already the uterus every month will be developing thick walls so that it can get it can sustain with the embryo implanted. So it will be preparing itself every month. But if the egg is not fertilized and embryo is not formed, the thick and soft linings which is having the bed cavities will be breaking down. Okay, because it needs to loosen itself. So they will break down, then with this one produces blood along with the tissues. So the unfertilized ovum dies and the uterus linings breaks down, which produces lot of blood and tissues. This is known as menstruation. The blood and the other tissues coming out of vagina in form of bleeding is called as menstruation. So when the egg is not fertilized, this happens. So next part of the question, what is the menstruational cycles? The cycle of events taking place in the female reproductive organs under the control of sex hormones is called as menstruation cycle. Usually it is usually around 28 to 30 days. And usually the menstruation cycle starts by bleeding. From day one of the menstruation, again the next menstruation comes. That is called as the menstruational cycle. It is a cycle in the female reproductive system, because if there is a zygote formed, an embryo formed, no menstruation will be taking place. But if there is no fertilization taking place, then immediately the next month also the cycle repeats. So this is called the period, the cycle of events that takes place in the female reproductive system under the control of sex hormones is called as the menstruation cycle. Usually the menstruation cycle is around 28 to 38 days. So usually the female menstruation cycle continues till 45 to 50 years. After that, there will be no release of the egg. That period is known as the menopause. Okay, after 45 or 50 years, as the woman grows older, the menstruation will be stopped. And that period when the menstruation is stopped is known as menopause. Okay, and as the women enter into the menopause, this means this is the end of their reproductive period. Means they will not be able to give birth to any baby or anything as they enter into the menopause. Means no eggs will be properly generated. Okay, so here in this question, in this slide, menstruation, what is menstruation? What happens during menstruation? What is the period of the menstruational cycle? Or what is a menopause? All these are the important questions that have been asked repeatedly. You can write it down. Also in your textbook also it is very well written. You can even read from there also.
Okay.
Over. Can I move to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the significance of this sexual reproduction? Importance of sexual. First, it brings a lot of variation. So due to DNA copying and recombination, because fusion takes place, no, that is nothing but the recombination. Two different individuals in the population, that is male and females with different patterns of accumulated variations, produce again offspring with new variations. So this is the most important of the sexual reproduction. Now we'll move on to the next topic, that is the reproductive health. So what is the reproductive health? Reproductive health means total well-being of a complete population, or total well-being of the reproduction of the complete population is known as a reproductive. So it can be involving physical, emotional, social, and behavioral. Means or total well-being. How is the fetus generation, or how is the health of the human? Everything comes under the reproductive health itself. Okay. So during reproductive health, what is the major concern nowadays is sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, those diseases that can be sexually transmitted only when they are going through the copulation only are known as the sexually transmitted diseases or STDs. And this term STD, write the full term of STDs, was being asked repeatedly. Please note it down. So there are two commonly sexually transmitted diseases. First is bacteria. Examples are gonorrhea and syphilis. Second one is examples for viral sexually transmitted disease are VROTS, HIV, AIDS. These are the diseases, not the names of the organisms. Please remember. Examples of the diseases that are transmitted by bacteria are gonorrhea and syphilis, and viral are warts and HIV/AIDS. So how can we prevent these sexually transmitted diseases? We can prevent these sexually transmitted diseases by using of condoms or by protection, reproductive protection. So we'll be discussing all this. What is contraception, or how we protect ourselves from, prevent ourselves from unwanted pregnancy, or from prevent ourselves from the transmit of any sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, contraception, these methods are known as contraceptions. So this is done usually to avoid pregnancies and to prevent the fertilization of the ovum. There are many methods. Okay, many methods are now available. Based on the type of the method, we'll be dividing them as into different parts. First is the physical barrier. 1 minute. So different methods. First is the physical barrier. This is a method which is prevents the use of eggs and sperms. Means it prevents the fusion of the egg and sperm and form an or unwanted pregnancy, and also prevents the transmit of sexually transmitted diseases. That is the STDs. Physical barriers are those contraceptives that prevent the fusion of the sperm or egg, that prevent the fusion of unwanted pregnancy as well as sexually transmitted diseases. So the most common physical barriers we commonly use are condoms, cervical caps, and diaphragm. These are the examples of the sexually transmitted physical barriers we use. Next, coming to the chemical methods. These are the physical methods or physical barriers. Now coming to the chemical methods. The chemical methods we use are the use of contraceptive oral pills. Okay, use of contraceptive oral pills. These pills will be preventing the release of the egg. Okay, they'll change the hormones in the milk, because we know that eggs, female gamete, ovaries release also two hormones, that is progesterone and egesterone, which play an important role in the release of the eggs. So those hormones balance will be changed and eggs will not be released. But these have lot of side effects also, and usually these oral pills are mostly taken by the woman itself. Men usually does not take these pills. And this chemical method can only prevent unwanted pregnancy. They cannot prevent the sexually transmitted diseases. Only the physical barriers mostly will be preventing the sexually transmitted diseases. Okay. So next, the third one is known as IUCD. The most importantly asked 1 mark question. What is IUCD? IUCD means intrauterine contraceptive device. What is IUCD? Intrauterine contraceptive device. So this is mainly done to prevent unwanted pregnancy. Here a copper T or loop is present in the uterus, so that there will be no meeting of male gametes and the female gametes. IUCD means, again I am repeating, intrauterine contraceptive device. Next, coming to the surgical methods. So in case of males, vasa deferens is blocked to prevent the sperm transfer called, and this surgery is known as vasectomy. And in case of females, the fallopian tube is blocked to prevent the transfer of the egg, and this surgery is known as tubectomy. So these are the different contraceptives which are used by the only one physical method is mostly used to prevent STDs as well as the pregnancy, whereas remaining methods, most the chemical method, IUCD and surgical methods are mostly used to prevent the unwanted pregnancy. Please write it down, because in your textbook it is like a big summary. This is like a shortened one. You can keep this aside and write in your textbook. Please write it down. Near the physical methods, please write to prevent union of the egg and sperm, that is to prevent the pregnancy as well as the STDs. Over.
Yes.
Shall I move on? Almost over, done. Shall I move on?
Yes.
Next, finally, female feticide. What is female feticide means? Killing of a female child inside the womb is called as female feticide. So in our, mostly in developing countries, like example India itself, now there is a lot of decrease of this female feticides, but still we hear here and there still. But when I am small, usually when a female child is born in, especially in the rural areas, always they used to kill a female child. So only after, due to that, there is a lot of decrease in the female population. So due to that, our Indian government has made it illegal to tell the sex of the child before the birth itself. Okay, doctors cannot relieve the sex of the child to avoid these small practices like killing of the females and all those. So they, in India, it is illegal to know the prenatal. We call it before the birth itself. If we want to know the sex, it is known as prenatal sex determination. It is illegal to relieve the sex of the child or tell the prenatal, do a prenatal sex determination in India. So for maintaining a healthy society, we require both the balance. Means the male's population should be equal to the female population. If the males are more and females are less, always the reproductive balance will not be maintained. So due to that, in India, we have used to have a lot of female feticides. Now you're not hearing many, but we used to have, because they'll think female means it's a burden, we need to give them a dowry, all this. They simply, in rural areas, they used to kill them when they at the time of the birth itself. So to prevent all this, or to prevent these feticides, Indian government of India has made illegal to know the prenatal sex. Okay, it's in our, it's a legal offense in our country to know the sex of the child to before the birth, and why it was done is to maintain a balanced sex ratio. Understood?
Yes.
Any doubts?
No.
So with this, we are concluding your chapter. Now please open all your textbooks.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Please open your textbooks. Have you opened them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the questions. What is the importance of DNA copying in reproduction? What is the importance? So in this paragraph, this is the answer is there. Or you can see whatever I told also, you can write what is the importance of DNA copying, because it leads to variation. Okay, it leads to variation, and all this we can write it. Here it is there. You need to summarize it. Okay. Why is variation beneficial to species but not necessarily for the individuals? Why is variation important?
Ma'am, to resist the climatic changes.
Yes, it's there in the second
Evolution
paragraph.
of organisms.
Yes, I already gave you also the in the PPT also, and also in this paragraph also it is there. Please mark it wherever I am highlighting. Over.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So all of you all know how does the binary fission differ from the multiple fission we have discussed? Here it's not proper. If you have copied from my PPT, it is very good. Please write that one only. Okay. Here only 1 or 2 sentences are there. How will an organism be benefited if it reproduces through spores? How it will be benefited? Why are you people not answering? It's in this one. The spores are covered by a thick walls that protect them until they become into contact with another moist surface and can begin to grow. Okay. Can you think of reasons why more complex organisms can not give rise to new individuals through regeneration? This question answer I have given, I made you all to write it also. Please write it from there. Why is vegetative propagation practiced for growing some types of plants? Why it is practiced?
Ma'am, it is fast.
Yes.
They are genetically similar.
Ma'am, it is easier, cheap,
Easier. And also
Ma'am,
they
the
can
quality.
produce plants without seeds itself. Okay, see here in this paragraph. Advantage is the flower plants are produced as genetically similar enough to the parent plants to have all the characteristics, and also they plants raised by vegetative propagation can bear flowers and fruits earlier than those produced from the seeds. So it's easy for propagation of the plants that have lost the capacity to produce seeds. For example, banana and orange plants, rose and jasmine have lost a capacity to produce seeds. So this vegetative propagation helps them to in generating new plants. That in this paragraph itself, everything is there. Page number 131. Why is DNA copying essential for process of reproduction? Again,
Because
we have
it has the genetic information which is carried from the parent to the
yes,
offspring.
yes, it has the genetic information. It will be which will be able to be passing on from one generation to the other generation. So DNA, and also sometimes it may bring variation. So DNA copying is very, very essential and is one of the basic event in the reproduction. Okay, it's in the first paragraph itself. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Next questions. How is the process of pollination different from fertilization?
Fertilization is the fusion of male and female gametes. Pollination is just the transfer of pollen grains from
Yes.
anther to stigma.
Here, please don't be confused. Pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the male female of the flower. Okay. So from anther or from the male part of the flower to the female part of the flower, the transfer of pollen grains is known as fertilization. Whereas fertilization is fusion of gametes. What is the role of somacal vesicles and prostate glands? What is the role? I have written you, already told you. Semical vesicles and prostate glands produce a fluid most commonly known as semen, which provides the nutrition and transport. It makes the transport easier for the sperms. It's here also, you can see. Wherever, can you see? Wherever I highlighted, it is there in there. Next, what are the changes seen in girls at the time of puberty? What are the changes seen? In girls, there. Page number 136, third paragraph, wherever I highlighted. And also you can write the other things what I have told you in the PPT. It's there all over. Those whatever I told is more than enough. Because I told you as a point so that it will be easy for you. Now tell me these. Asexual reproduction takes place through budding in options.
Left.
Huh?
Left.
I'm not able to hear you.
East, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Which of the following is not a part of female reproductive system in human beings? Which part is not a female present in the female reproductive system? Vasa difference. The anther contains what?
Pollen grains.
Yes. What are the advantages of sexual reproduction over asexual reproduction?
Ma'am, due to variations, there is a resistance to the climate change.
Variations may lead to new species, and it will be a good leads to evolution or generation of new species. You can extend the same point in a lengthier manner. Okay.
And lifespan also gets,
No,
It gets,
lifespan, those all you don't talk. Okay.
okay.
Sexual reproduction, two parents are involved, a fusion of gametes takes place, and due to that, this leads to variations. The variations in a course of time can give rise to new species, and these variations plays an important part in the process of evolution. Whereas in asexual reproduction, only single parent is involved. No much of fusion of gametes or anything does not take place in the asexual reproduction. All the offsprings which are produced are almost identical, and very little variations are observed in asexual reproduction. So this is how you need to write completely about it. So what are the functions performed by the testes in human beings? What are the functions? First, it secretes the male gametes, that is sperms. And what is the hormone it releases? Testosterone. Okay. Why does the menstruation occurs? That we have now only discussed. Draw a label diagram of the longitudinal section of a flower. That we have discussed. You need to draw the diagram properly. What are the different methods of contraceptives? What now we are just few minutes back we have discussed all those physical methods, chemical methods, IUCD, surgical methods, all the methods you need to write. How are the modes of reproduction different in unicellular and multicellular organisms? How are the modes different? In unicellular organism, mostly the reproduction is asexual reproduction. The same thing, what we have discussed before, the same thing. Whereas in most of the multicellular organisms, the reproduction involved is sexual reproduction. That is the fusion of the gametes. The same thing you need to be writing over here. How does the reproduction helps in providing stability to the population of the species? There, this one, last part. Wherever I have highlighted, that part you need to write. The same thing. And finally, by this, it will help in maintaining the stability of the population. What can be the reasons for adopting contraceptive methods? The reasons can be to prevent unwanted pregnancy and also to prevent sexually transmitted diseases and to maintain proper reproductive health. Okay, done?
Yes, ma'am.
So any doubts you have?
No, ma'am.
So with this, we are concluding the chapter. So what is the next chapter we'll go with? See, CBSE still did not give what is the chapters it may exclude or include or any directives, anything it did not give. What your school teachers are telling?
Mostly they'll be taking heredity and evolution. They'll be taking heredity and evolution only, mostly.
Heredity also last time, evolution is not there.
Okay.
We still don't
No,
know.
ma'am, this time they are saying that there won't be any annulation of portions or cancellation.
Yes, ma'am.
But we don't know, no, still control and coordination over it was started, no?
No, ma'am, it is not started.
It was not started. So we'll do one thing. We'll first start off with our environment. Last year that full chapter was there. Okay. Then we'll see with the heredity and evolution. By the time we also we will be getting to know what will be excluded or included, or previous year portion only, or anything will be also knowing. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, then see you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have any
Bye.
doubts?
Thank you, ma'am.
You can ask me if you have any doubts. Okay, then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.